Is this the beginning of the end for Arsenal? Something unexpected, something we never thought possible happened on Saturday. Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. Now, there's only one other time this season than that we have had to say that. That Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium lost a Premier League game, this time to AFC Bournemouth. And this has impacted so much the title race. Can Arsenal hold on, or should I say hold off this rampaging Manchester City till the end of the season? Fahad, is this the turning point in the season? Is this where Manchester City takes over? Because it looks like there's a new sheriff in town now.
Well, honestly, for us now, I just felt they still have the title in their hands. I feel everything is still in Arsenal's hands because right now, yeah, a lot of people are castigating the way everything has gone.
3 points out of the 6 points that is remaining is not in Arsenal's hands.
Yeah.
So they only practically have control of 3 points.
And that 3 points go to Etihad Stadium, don't lose. That's the main thing. If they go to the Etihad Stadium, the main thing that they need to have at the back of their mind is do not lose. But
this team that we're seeing now, can they go to the Emirates Stadium and not lose? Because this team looks, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's the pressure that is getting to them, but they look shaky. They look jittery. And if you flip the script, if you switch it out around, and you see what we saw with Manchester City and Chelsea yesterday, it feels like Manchester City are the confident one. We don't even need Alan to win 3-0. You know, Alan did not score, Alan did not make assist. Alan was just anonymous in the game. And yet, Manchester City went to the Stamford Bridge and demolished Chelsea 3-0. And you saw the level of confidence. Defender coming to finish. Well, so it feels like on one end, you see a jittery Arsenal, a tensed Arsenal, an unsure Arsenal. And on the other side, you see a Manchester City that is high on confidence. It almost gives the air of that Manchester City that from January, they'll start going on a run. And if you are looking at them right now, they're on a run.
Yeah, I mean, for us now, I just feel this is where Mikel Arteta management needs to come in. I mean, this is why he's the head coach. This is why he's the manager of Arsenal Football Club. He needs to rally his troops. Because right now, they are low on confidence. Everyone knows. Everyone can see that. It's very visible that these guys are low on confidence. But one thing is, Arteta needs to call his boys. Okay, you know what? We might be low on confidence. But still, they can still win the league. Just how many games? 5 matches.
I think they have 6
games left. So you need to drag these boys to the finish line. I think that's why he's their manager. I think they've been in they've been in situations like this before in the past, but they've not been in situations where they are the ones that the pressure is on. They've been in situations where pressure is on other
they're the ones pushing.
They're the ones pushing
to see if somebody can sleep.
But right now, they are the ones under that pressure right now. So that's where Arteta needs to come in. Okay, you know what, you guys? Yeah. We all know we are going to Manchester City. It's not like 3 points are short. But I need you guys. Let's look at the beginning of the season where they were going. They were looking to break that Chelsea's record. If they can bring that kind of mentality back, if they can bring that kind of mentality where they played Manchester City at Emirates, and City were the ones looking for a draw at Emirates, if they can bring that kind of mentality back, I mean. Who says they can't even get a win against Manchester City?
Yeah, who says they can't get a win against Manchester City? But let's come back to the game on Saturday. What went wrong for Arsenal? Because they just looked like they were not in rhythm. Like maybe their mind was somewhere else. And for me, I have my mentality. I have my thoughts about it. I think maybe they've been fatigued. Because right now, the Arsenal squad is one thing because of injuries. So yeah. I look at the starting 11 on Saturday. It was practically the same starting 11 against Sporting Lisbon on Tuesday. And if you probably look at their starting 11 later this week, it's still going to be the same starting 11 that started against Bournemouth. And then it's still going to be the same players that will start against Arsenal next week Sunday. So I feel like maybe, do you think fatigue from so many injuries? I mean, imagine because we blame Arteta, yeah. But imagine that there was Mikel Merino.
Bukayo Saka.
Imagine that Bukayo Saka was fully fit.
Odegaard.
Imagine that Odegaard was fully fit. Imagine that there was a fully fit Calafiori. Imagine that Jure Timber was fully fit. I mean, these are players that could have made the difference for Arsenal. But then, the absence of those players has sentenced Arteta to lining up the same. If you want to get a result, this has sentenced Arteta to line up the same players over and over and over and over and over again. And to be sincere, Declan Rice, Zubimendi, they look like they are tired.
Well,
they look like they need a Nogard, a Mikel Merino to come,
and shaking things up.
Shake things up and relieve them a bit.
Well, I think a whole lot right now is wrong with Arsenal. I mean, if you look at for the match on Saturday, I mean, if you look at the starting lineup, you could see the attack. Gyökeres, Havertz, Havertz as playing as number 10, and also Martinelli and also Madueke. I think if you look at this attack, they did next to nothing in the first half. I mean, next to nothing. Havertz, Martinelli, Madueke, and also Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres was still the better of all four.
This Arsenal attack has been next to dead for practically half of the season. If Arsenal gets to lose this title, can we say it's because the attack did not come to the party for half of the season?
Yeah, well,
Saka has been struggling all season. Trossard peaked at the beginning,
yeah.
But honestly, for the past 3-4 months now, Trossard also have not been the Trossard that started the season, that secured that left wing shirt ahead of Eze, ahead of Martinelli, and every other person. And Gyökeres has been scattergun. Today he scores, tomorrow he doesn't score. He has not been consistent. So when you look at the Arsenal team, it feels like the defense is doing their job. Till now, they have only still lost just 6 games. It was just their 6th game of the season in all competitions that they lost. So the defense is still doing its job. The midfield still feels a bit decent, but you still that attack. Because at the end of the day, if you don't score, they will eventually score you.
One thing is, when the people say form is temporary, class is permanent. But when you look at that Arsenal's attack, you don't get that feeling of players that can actually win you games. If you look at Martinelli, if you look at Havertz, if you look at
that can spring up individual brilliance.
Yeah, these guys are not guys that when you look at them, you just feel, oh, these guys can actually do what I need them to do. So it's just they can bring in form once in a while. But when it comes to consistency, keeping it consistent, these guys are not there. I mean, look at Martinelli. I don't think he has scored up to 15 goals in the Premier League in a season. Look at Madueke. I think one of the reasons why Chelsea got rid of him was because he's a good dribbler, he dribble, but his finishing product is not there.
And he's also not consistent.
He's not consistent as well.
You don't know the Madueke you will get on a daily basis.
Yeah, if you look at Havertz as well, I think he's just this player that is a clutch player. He scores at important moments.
Yeah, it picks his moment.
It picks his moment. It's not this type of player that you
can give you consistency.
You
can bank on him that game in, game out, he will turn up.
So, and their striker, Gyökeres, is just coming to.
So who can Arteta rely on, Seth? When we break it down, because we keep talking about Arteta is in Syria, blah 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 blah. But who can Arteta rely on now in this team?
Well, I think for right now,
because it feels like for me, it feels like the only reliable player now is Gabriel and Saliba, and you can't have your centre back.
Right now, he needs his captain back. He needs Martin Odegaard back, honestly, because that game was it just felt like a game where Odegaard would have actually shown in that game. Because if you look at Arsenal midfield, no one was there to actually hold the ball. It just felt like they didn't know what to do with the ball. Even when it comes to passes from the keeper to the midfield, when they're trying to transition to the midfield, who was there to come to collect the ball? No one. Zubimendi is not the type of player that he can collect the ball and do an half turn. He's not that type of player. Odegaard is that type of player that can do that. And they missed Odegaard in that kind of game yesterday. That was the kind of game I feel Odegaard might have done very well. But they need their captains back. They need Saka back. They need Odegaard back. They need these guys back and fit and playing them to the maximum.
Let's talk about Manchester City. What has changed with Manchester? Because it feels like there was a switch. I think it happened in that Carabao Cup final. But then there's now a switch. I look at Manchester City now and there's more confidence. Before now, when it feels like with the loss of form of Haaland, went everything else, went the confidence of the entire team. But now it feels like they don't even conclude. Say, Alan, you don't rest. You don't rest. Let's handle things. Semenyo, Doku, and looks like Ryan Cherki has picked at the very right time. I mean, with all the injuries, with all the woes, he has had 10 assists this season, just 6 shy of Bruno Fernandes.
I think Cherki has been the difference. Because when you look at it, this season, I think Pep Guardiola wasn't really starting Cherki and was getting goals and assists. And people were asking, why are you not starting this guy when he's more like your chief creator? But then, I think he looked at the final and he saw, okay, this guy came into the game and he changed a whole lot.
Looks like he's ready.
And he has given right now he has given Manchester City a new lease of life. Yeah, it might not be that Kevin De Bruyne's kind of play, but then for Ryan Cherki, he has done a whole lot and he's been very, very brilliant when it comes to play for Manchester City in this little time that I've seen him play. I've seen him play for Manchester City for a very long time, but these past 3 matches or 2 games I've seen him play, he's been very, very brilliant. He's been the difference maker for Manchester City.
Let's do a roll call. Arsenal, Carabao Cup final 2-0 clean sheets. Liverpool, FA Cup quarterfinal 4-0 clean sheets. Chelsea, Premier League 3-0 clean sheets. Is Manchester still unstoppable? Because they have gotten clean sheets in 3 games that I feel like they have no business getting clean sheets in. And 2 of these games have even been with their second choice goalkeeper. Are they unstoppable right now?
It's not like they are unstoppable. They can't be stopped. But if you look at those matches,
I'm not talking about them winning those games. Though. Yeah. I'm talking about clean sheet. I mean, winning comfortably, winning Arsenal 2-0, winning Liverpool 4-0. Because they say attack will win you games, but defense.
Win your titles, yes.
So these clean sheets are what worries me. That if you are not breaching Manchester City, how can you stop them?
The thing is, how you can stop them. One is take your chances. Against Arsenal, in the first few minutes felt like they wanted to score. Havertz made, I think, 2 chances against Trafford. He didn't take his chance. Against Chelsea too as well. The first half, Chelsea had chances to actually get the goal. They didn't.
They even got one that was eventually ruled offside.
So against Liverpool too as well, Salah had his chance. He had the chance to score again during a penalty again as well. He didn't score that. So the thing is, these teams, you get chances against them. But the only difference is, can you take your chance? Because it's not that they won't get chances. They'll get chances against you. They take their chance. That's the difference. Can you now take your own chances when you see it against Manchester City? And if you're not doing that, thing is, make sure your Ryan Cherki is not getting into the game. Because in the first half, Cherki wasn't really in the game. And you also how it felt for Manchester City. Second half that he was in the game, it was different. So I just feel there are 2 things you want to do if you want to stop Manchester City. Take your chances. Because you will definitely get them. Gray and Kusanov, they are not like the best centre-back pairing there is in Premier League or anything.
6 points now. Can Crystal Palace do Arsenal a favor? Because all these things we are talking about, if Crystal Palace gets something against Manchester City in that outstanding game, it's all over.
Yeah, it's a big if. That's the thing.
Crystal Palace got a really good result during the weekend, coming from behind against Crystal Palace. Against Newcastle. Yes. Can that spur them on?
But then a game at hand is not 3 points. That's the thing. So for Newcastle, it's still
for Crystal Palace.
For Crystal Palace, it's not like they don't know how to beat Manchester City at the Etihad. They've done it before. They've beat Manchester City at the Etihad. But then when it comes to that game, can they actually do it during at that time, knowing fully well that everything, the title race might be over at that point, or it might be on at that point?
Well, I have to say that Arsenal is just unlucky because as it stands, their standing with Crystal Palace against Man City can actually be played, if we are not careful, maybe a week before the final week of the season, because this week will have been the week where it will be played. But Crystal Palace is in the Europa, and they won the first leg of their Europa, which means they could be in the semi-final. which means practically the next couple of midweeks they'll still be playing.
Yeah.
So we don't even know when this outstanding may not be say when they are standing they go play am. It go be the final straw. But then for Arsenal fans, so many banters. We just wish them all the best. Honestly, I think it will be too painful.
Yeah.
I don't think of the last 3 seasons where they've come second. I think this is the first time that from day one, or practically from month 1, because I won't really say from day 1 per se, but from first month up until now, they have been on top of the table. If they dropped off, it was maybe scenarios where one team plays before them, and immediately they play their game. So how can a team be constantly on top of the table from August till April, and then still end up not getting it? I think to be too brutal.
Well, for this, before we wrap up, actually, but if you look at it, one thing is City have been in this position before. That was, I think, 2014. When Liverpool were on top of the table as well, and they were leading City with 9 points.
Even 2013, where Manchester United were on top of the table from the beginning of the season till 5 games before the end of the season.
So City overtook Liverpool, despite the fact that they were on top of Liverpool, on top of City with 9 points. So the same thing is happening. It's happening itself right now. So it feels like City are more like deja vu for Manchester.
That's where experience comes in, right? We have done it before, so we can do it again. It is what it is. For Arsenal's sake, I hope Manchester City doesn't do it again.